hey, I understand you don't want to respond to anything. I need to shoot a video to explain some things, but I don't expect a response. I understand your position, and I think you understand the implications of oversharing and things that can be reported. So this is just for you guys, but I've had some time to think about the implications of what you're asking of me and looking at what I have on my floor. And I just want to have a conversation with you guys about that to think that through, because I still have a lot of Magnacut parts here, and if I continue to have loss through inclusions and different issues, then I need to talk about it, because you know, whatever this is one thing, but if this is an ongoing thing after we sever ties, I would just as soon sever ties on all of this and fucking get rid of all of it and just replace it and never talk about you guys again. So I just want to show you what I've had. Some of these so far have had higher levels of void, so if I need to pick through all this, cherry pick it, go through all the work and find out I've got loss, it's not really as worth it to me to engage with you in the way you want. But I am willing to just get all this off my floor, and then just whatever, it is what it is, and I will just not talk about you guys anymore. I'll move in a new direction, and you guys can have these, do with it whatever you want. So we've still got 5.1s here in Magnacut, all these 4.7s, 4.5s, these 4.5s, that's K90. These 5.1s are in Magnacut. And again, I understand your position, Bob, with the fucking crew forge. It's old, it's a different situation, that's fine. I will eat that. But these are all Magnacut. And as these go through finishing and inspection back at the peening station here, I'm going to find out what is and isn't going on with these, and where it's been my position. I would have preferred to have this replaced, because if I'm seeing voids at these depths and intersections and then lower at thinner intersections and depths, I know there's more shit going inside these parts. So it's always been my position, if I'm finding parts with visible inclusions I can see with my eyes, which you can say whatever you want. I've got the videos, I've sent you all the parts, so you know, you guys got a lot of parts with visible inclusions in them. And I've got the videos of the foily shit ripping off the parts of these 5.1s. This is similar batches. So I'm going to keep working this shit through process, but there's more over here on my table I'm grinding later. All of these GSO4s, I know these have inclusions in them. So if you'd prefer me not to talk about that, just buy them off me and I'll fucking get rid of them. You just be my single wholesale customer for all this shit, and I don't have to talk about it again. I will start over. I'm willing to work this off, but I need the ability to do that. Otherwise, it's just not worth it to me. I don't care what you guys do to me, as long as the information's out there and people are aware of what's going on. So these are those. These were some samples I saved just because of how the decarb and shit happened. I needed some samples so that I had some physical examples of what happened. But all these Vendetta 4s, I've been trying to think about what I could do, but like I said in a previous video, the decarb is as deep as 5 or 6 thou, not the 2 thou you said. You know, I know what you guys were doing trying to skirt liability on this, but the parts grew in an irregular manner, so I need to get through all of those irregularities. I'm not just going to throw paint on this and hope that the grinds look okay. They're too mangled up to have good standards that are consistent with our brand. I don't give a shit what other companies do, what their standards are. That their standards don't matter to me. I know what we can do because we've been doing it just fine with Bowler and Udahome materials. So as all this wraps up, these are all some of the decarb stuff. I've got some more under the bench here. There's some more Magnacut parts here. But then these Magnacut parts. So before I do anything with them, put more cost in them, just tell me and I'll get them off my floor. I would love to do that and just get them off my floor and cut ties. So I sent you a video as I'm getting into these 12s again now. There's inclusions. So if I need to eat the loss of this along the way, I need to be able to explain that, because it's going to affect my production ability here, my ability to serve my customers. So as I get into these, if you're okay with me talking about inclusions as I find them, that's cool. Otherwise, let's work out a number and just fucking get rid of it. I'm fine with that. I'm fine remaking it, putting the labor in to do this again if I have the ability to do it. I've just been working through it, so that's what I've been doing. It's been hurting me, so I'm talking about it. I don't want to sell any of it with inclusions. That's the thing. It's like, what's bad, what's not? To me, the whole sheet or the whole batch is bad. It's suspect. That's what any other big company would do. They'd pull it back, look where that material came from, and just get rid of all of it. So that's what's going on there. You know, there's GSO-10s in 3V. There's 3.5s in 3V. You know, I've been eating this in the past, but I've got other options now. So if you just prefer me to not talk about it, let's just come up with a number and I will get all of this off my fucking floor. So here's more GSO-12s. And then I've got them mangled, warped up from the material strain. What we realize is material strain. Now, I've got more 3.5s here. We're trying to do something with these to get them straight and figured out. I've got Vendetta 4s in 3V here going back to get reheat treated. We're just trying to figure shit out. Here's 5.1s. And then I've got all these 3V parts down here. So if I can't talk about it after this, I just need to get it off my floor because I am going to be compelled to be communicative about it as I see issues, as I always have been. I tried to keep this quiet for a long time. I needed your help back when this originally happened. All right, you guys didn't do that. This really fucked me up. Coming over here, another issue. If I can't talk about it, we're starting to get requests for subcontract work. They want to send materials here for us to cut and process. So if I can't talk about that, I can't process those materials because I'm going to tell them and I'm going to tell people what's going on as I continue to see it. So if I can only use other companies' materials, just make that make sense for me. That's all. We've got more shit over in finishing. I'll figure it out, but there's just a breath of what's going on. But if you feel confident that all the 3V, everything is void free and it's consistent with the CPM products that you advertise, that's cool, I'll finish it. If it's void free, I'll talk about that. But if it's not, I am gonna talk about that. I'm not gonna sign an NDA that's gonna gag me here on these other things. So that's my position. Just let me know what's happening because otherwise I'm just releasing all this stuff. It just doesn't matter to me anymore.